What's up, everybody? Carl, aka Darkseal here, coming at you with, I believe, day 27 of Project Fen. Um, I've gone ahead and finally implemented some morphs for the character. I've got a working character editor going on right now. I followed a couple of tutorials on YouTube, and I probably have some things that are redundant here because I actually had a really horrible typo that I could not see in one of my blueprints here. I was following one tutorial and it didn't work. I started following another tutorial, getting like the idea of how they were doing it, and then I don't know, after about 2.5, 3 hours, I caught the typo that I made, and everything just finally started working. So I was really happy about that. Um, let's see if I can find, not this one. I think here, yeah. So I was copy pasting all of these values in, and like it was doing, well, I can't even replicate it now, but it had like a return at the end of this. So I had to go through these and I was copying a name from my character morphs, pasting it in here, and it was giving me a return value. So this box would look the same, but when I removed them, all these boxes looked like this, like a one line instead of a two line. So that cost me about 3 hours worth of work. But yeah, basically, in the actual blueprint here, it doesn't look like anything special. It just says character editor, has a box, and this is housing all of my morph target names. And it's going through, picking each one out, going in a loop, and plugging it in to create a slider. And this is my slider. Uh, so in any case, it's changing the value, casting the female, and setting the morph values, and setting a morph target. And I know something in here is redundant because I'm like setting morphs in like two different places, but it doesn't seem to really matter. So yeah. In any case, let's go ahead and click the play button, and you know, please note that, she is wearing a bikini, so she's not nude, but, when playing with some of the sliders and some of the poses, you might not be able to see the bikini because, it's so small. So, let's check it out real quick. Sometime I'm going to have to make some cool backgrounds and stuff, but, so here is, I'm actually made some more materials. I fixed the materials so that they just kind of change when the character changes, just so I can see that yes, I'm on a different figure. Um, that first one's got some weird ambient on it. I want to make it more apparent because you're not supposed to choose that character. So let's hide this. Actually, get a blue one. Here we go. So this is the character we've been looking at the entire time. I'm going to hit P on the keyboard here, and now we have the character editor and all these sliders. So I'm really happy about it because it's really been bugging me how I modeled those eyes. She's like got this stunned look. If you look at the little thing here, you can see that the upper eyelid usually covers the top of the iris, else you get this like crazy eyed look. So I was real happy to get this in so that she can not look so insane. But yeah, we got some ears. We got more, like a different style ear going up. And that one's going out. You use both. They get real big. She can basically close her eyes here using both sliders. But, you know, she can look a little odd, a little creepy. We got a nose slider, make her have a wide nose. Or like a super thin nose. Flatter nose. And widen the lips. Or squeeze them in. We got thin. And we got thick. The thick, I was expecting to do a little bit more. It seemed like I was adding too much in ZBrush. I'm thinking about going in and adding a multiplier. I saw an Unreal like live stream, one of those dev things, where the guy actually added a multiplier before setting the values. So I might do something like that, maybe like make it ×2. A lot of these you wouldn't be able to take it to the max, like the upper eyelids, right? This comes down, but if I multiply that by 2, it'll look real weird. But I think I'm willing to make that that sacrifice in order to get some of these things to look a little bit more dramatic. Like something like this, like the eye rotating here, might look really strange if it's multiplied by 2, but you know, then you just only set it halfway if you want it to look good. Or if you want to make, you know, the most hideous characters possible, you know, it kind of would free that up, right? Because that's always funny to, you know, run around and look horrible. I made a high heels morph. Now, of course, this doesn't look great on skin, but if I were to paint her full-bodied like clothing, I could put, you know, like a texture like she's wearing shoes already. So that frees up the ability to, you know, I could make 3D shoes, or I could just keep these here and use her feet as is. So I wanted to give myself that kind of freedom. We got hourglass kind of bottom here. It looked better when she was in the T pose. I'm not too thrilled. Like, I don't think I really like my idle animation all that much. I'd like to have the legs closer together, but you know, that's something to work on. And this, for some reason, I think makes it a little bit more apparent, the jiggle in the calves and in the knees, the thighs. You can kind of see a little bit more going on. Might actually have to reduce those values a little bit. And of course we got a bigger bottom, because if you've got big legs, you're gonna need a big booty. This no belly button didn't really work the way that I thought. It kind of makes it like bigger, because I think I got maybe some texture painted in there. It's not really a big deal. I just thought if I'm gonna paint clothing, I should get rid of the belly button there. But with the current texture, it just makes it look bigger. And waist widen, just if you want a little bit more realistic person, you know, you can widen it up there. And let's see, before I get into the breasts here, let's go from the bottom up. We got big thick eyebrows and thin ones. We can square off the jaw, make that a little bigger. Got a big chin, you know, be like a Jay Leno chin. Or you could have a really tiny one, like no chin. And we got cheeks here. You can kind of squeeze them in, make her a little bit more, a little skinnier, a little gaunt. Or we got kind of chubby faced cheeks here. And then the breasts. So we've got some droop. We got perk, bringing them up a little bit. I know that doesn't change too much, but again, if I multiplied these values times 2, we'd probably get some hilarious stuff. We've got smaller breasts, which doesn't really quite look right with the texture that's currently on there. The peaks are a little off from that placement. And then of course when she moves, they still kind of bounce around a lot. So I'm not sure how I'll take care of that. I got some sloping, make them a little bit more natural. And then of course we've got the large breasts. So of course these all play pretty nice, except for maybe the smaller morph, because when you make them small and then add some droop, you know, that just doesn't look right. That probably looks better. The perk, make them small and perky, but small and slope of course doesn't look right either. So you know, it's got a little bit of limitation to it, because you know, that just it just looks hilarious. But you know, that's where we're at, guys. We got morphs working now. Of course, the next step on this is going to be to actually get them to save, right? Because we play with all these sliders, and then if we go into the next map, they will all be gone, right? Even if I just change characters right now, they'll be gone. So that's something to think about. So I gotta figure out where all these values are truly getting stored, and then get them to save when we go on, because a lot of my values still are not saving. Like my money is broken, my XP is broken, all those values are not saving. I broke them a long time ago, and I just never got them fixed again. So we'll have to figure that out. Of course, we still got the emotes here, so you can really see how our jiggle physics on all the parts of the body are working. That's mainly why I did it, so I could just kind of tap these and then see, like, you know, how's the movement? Does it look good? Does it look bad? Is it too much? Is it too little? So yeah, so now we've got a figure that doesn't look like the same old plain Jane. I think I've added enough to, you know, have them all, you know, everybody to make their own little style. Yeah, it took me 2 days, you know, a day and a half to get the morphs working right, because I had made her facing, you know, like Z up, and that's what's up in Unreal, but when I made her, it was Y up, and, you know, I relied on the exporter to take care of it for me. So, you know, we had some snafu with getting the morphs to actually import correctly, and, you know, I had to make them 2 times, and I finally found a workaround and got it working. So that was nice. In any case, guys, that's what I've got to show you today. Let me know what y'all think, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.